Hello everyone, good day to all. It's another weekend, another Sunday, and we are back to our latest update, and this time it's a Quadruplet Cyclones update. We have, for the very first time since August of 1971, a very active typhoon season here in the Western Pacific because of this Super El Nino, which is supposed to become the worst or the strongest since 1900. So we are monitoring that situation, which is expected to peak this coming October until February of 2027. So we hope and pray that none of these future storms will visit the country. All of them, right now, these four, are moving along the periphery, north and east of our country. So we must be thankful, and we also pray that all those people affected by these storms will be safe, and always be prepared when these cyclones approach their areas. And yeah, this is for today, Sunday, August 23rd, 2026, English version, brought to you by Typhoon 2000 and Naga College Foundation. I would also like to thank our partners, Aboitiz Power, BPI Sustainability. If you're interested more about the projects of Bank of the Philippine Islands, just click on the link up here. And also the local government of Naga City, headed by our Honorable Mayor Len Robredo and our Honorable Vice Mayor 𝗗𝗶𝘀𝗵𝗺𝗏. So let's proceed now to show to you these quadruplets here in the Western Pacific. But first, this is the whole world systems, okay, from cyclonicwx.com. And aside from the four systems here, we have a subtropical cyclone here, 96W, over the Central and Eastern Pacific, which is also very active because of the ongoing Super El Nino. We have 𝗗𝗶𝘀𝗃, a new one, approaching the southern part of Hawaii, and Lala, which has been there for a few days. Actually, it's already more than a week. And this system starting to move forward and expected to become extratropical in the coming days. And we have here two suspects over the Eastern Pacific, and a lone one, a very weak system, 95L, an LPA, over the Atlantic Ocean, which is very quiet at this time of this Super El Nino climate. And if we focus on the Western Pacific, we have here the four systems. Saudel, which has been undergoing an eye-wall replacement cycle after reaching 215 kph, category 4. It has been weakening to to 205, and is expected to intensify because of improved eye-wall, new eye-wall replacement. Okay, and then it will likely to become a super typhoon based on the forecast of the Joint Typhoon Warning Center. And we have here 94W, which is not yet named here at Cyclonic WX. It's now Gaenari, and this is moving over the coastal offshore areas of northern Taiwan, not a threat to our country. It's expected to weaken and dissipate over the coastal waters of southeastern China. And we have here a quasi-stationary system for the past 5 days. This is Tropical Storm Narra, 18W, which has been lingering, barely moving, near Halong Bay. So Halong Bay has been experiencing very heavy rains and winds of 60 kph. So for the next 24 to 48 hours, it will still be quasi-stationary, but poleward movement towards the west of Jeju Peninsula. So the system will be still prevailing over that area for the next couple of days. And to the east of Bicol region, we have, but this is outside of PAR. Okay, this is Tropical Depression 19W, and it could become Atsani if Japan Meteorological Agency upgrades it into a tropical storm. Pagasa didn't mention it, didn't give a local name yet, but if this one enters or touches the Philippine Air Responsibility, it will be named as Obet, and this one will become Pilandok. So that's the next name. It's either of the two. If depends on who will be the first that will enter the Philippine Area of Responsibility. So if this 19W will not enter PAR, it will not be named Obet. This will become Obet. But the system will be absorbed into the circulation of Saudel or 1817W, and it will be gone. Okay, so that's the situation right now. Luckily for the Philippines, we don't have any direct effects, but this Saudel will start again to enhance its southwest monsoon. Right now, we have also an enhancement of the monsoon affecting the western sections of northern and extreme northern Luzon, Batanes, down to Ilocos provinces. So there are some on and off rain showers and thunderstorms. And once the Saudel passes over this area, over the area of Taiwan, the southwest monsoon will again affect the western sections of Central Luzon, including Metro Manila and Occidental Mindoro. And let's hope that it will be much lesser rainfall because of the weakening wet phase of the Madden Julian Oscillation. I'm going to show to you on the last part of our update about the situation of the MJO, which is currently weak. Here's the GovStat that we issued around midnight or almost midnight last night. So those systems are definitely not going to have a direct effect to our country. And if we take a look at the latest on the fast animation, there you go. You can see here 19W beginning to have some influence because of, the influence of Saudel will start to move the system into the southern circulation of Saudel, as Saudel is expected to move towards this direction. Okay, that will be the track within the next 5 days. And this one will start to dissipate over mainland China, as well as this one will start to move. And it's going to be dissipating over the landmass of China. And here's the latest from ZoomEarth.com. We are going to use this for the latest satellite. I'm going to show to you now the latest 6-hourly satellite loop. And this Zoom Earth app is becoming better and better from time to time. So we are now going to use this every updates because of its very clear satellite animation. And you can see the system right now. It's currently ongoing eye wall replacement cycle and starting to finished. And there's an impressive eye developing right now. And here's a satellite signature of the southern bands of Tropical Storm Gaenari, which is estimated to be here. There's a secondary vortex here west of Taiwan. So heavy rainfall can be observed right now over the southern coast of Taiwan, including Batanes. Batanes is under 50 to 100 millimeters of rainfall from DOST-PAGASA. So please take all necessary precautions. And in the coming days, as this storm passes over Okinawa, the areas of the western sections of Luzon and Metro Manila will again be experiencing on and off rainfall. Let's hope it's going to be lesser compared to last week. So here's the sheared circulation of 19W, which is currently here over at latitude. Gonna move this. Okay, 13.41 to 6.2 as of 2 p.m. 2:50 p.m. So that's the fate of this quick developing system, but it will be absorbed into the circulation of Typhoon Saudel. And I'm gonna show to you the track from the Joint Typhoon Warning Center. This is from Zoom Earth, and there you go. That will be the track of all of those 4 systems, and none of them will visit our country for the next 5 days. Okay, and let me show to you the integrated multi-agency tropical cyclone forecast tracks from all the agencies monitoring each system. We begin with Narra, so it will be over the Gulf of Tonkin for the next 5 days. And on the 5th day, it will make landfall of Leju Peninsula. This is a rainmaker, and it could bring a massive flooding over those areas near or along the coastal areas facing the Gulf of Tonkin from Da Nang, Vietnam, up to the Leju Peninsula, including the northwestern parts of Hainan Island. So most of them is within minimal tropical storm strength. And if we take a look at Gaenari, This was once Neneng, and it shows here that that system is currently here over the coastal waters of Taiwan. And based on what we are seeing right now, it's expected to move or going to dip into a southwesterly track towards the Strait of Taiwan, and is likely to weaken into a remnant low once it moves into the southern portions of the Gulf of southern portions of the Strait of Taiwan. Okay, so it will continue to be a rainmaker here, and most likely the remnants of this will be absorbed into the circulation as well of Typhoon Saudel. So we just refreshed the page, and it's still a tropical depression as we speak. This is the latest as of 2 p.m. It's at 13.3 degrees north, 135.9 degrees east. That's still outside of the Philippine area of responsibility. So it's not named at sunny, but they're still forecasting it to become a tropical storm within the next 12 to 24 hours. So we are going to keep an eye on this weak system. On the other system, here's Saudel, and yeah, there you go. This is Saudel. It is expected to move into the North Philippine Sea within the next 24 to 48 hours, and it's likely to enter briefly the Philippine area of responsibility in a span of only 6 hours. After 6 hours upon entrance, it will again move out quickly of the Philippine area of responsibility. So this system might be named Obet once it enters PAR briefly. And it is likely to happen tomorrow morning or afternoon. It depends on the forward speed of this major typhoon, which is now packing winds of 205 kph, category 3, and it's likely to intensify after the IWL replacement cycle, and it's likely to reach 215 or even become a super typhoon. While 𝗶𝗏𝗃asa, because they are using the 10-minute average, they will be classifying the system as a super typhoon once it enters the Philippine area of responsibility tomorrow, Monday, August 24th. So that's the scenario. It's gonna be moving into the Ryukyu Islands, Okinawa, most likely within the next 3 days. So expect the southwest monsoon to be reactivated. Once again, although we have a weak signal of the MJO compared to last week, the rainfall must be lesser compared to what you've experienced, those who are living along the western sections of central Luzon. Now, let me show to you the model. So this is TD19W, and this is Saudel. And if we move this after 24 hours on Monday, it will enter PAR, and 19W will roundabout into the southwestern quadrant of this typhoon, weakening into a TD. And we have here stationary Narra and the weakening Gaenari, and the southwest monsoon is still blowing across the western sections of Luzon. We have another LPA here likely to form over the Marshall Islands, so it's going to be another active 2 weeks. Now on the second day, August 25th, Tuesday, we have the remnants of 19W into the eastern quadrant or the eastern circulation of Saudel, becoming briefly Obet, and it's already moving outside of the Philippine area of responsibility. And we have here Narra still there and expected to make landfall over southern China, west of over western Guangdong. That will be on Wednesday, August 26th, while Saudel or Obet will be passing west of Okinawa. Most likely it will have a direct impact over Taipei or northern portions of Taiwan this Wednesday or Thursday, August 26-27, and the southwest monsoon will again be reactivated by this typhoon. And we have another one here, likely a tropical depression to the east of Guam, far away from the country, and it's expected to move towards the north, not a threat to our country. So that's the scenario on Wednesday, August 26th, and on Thursday, it will make landfall over northern Taiwan. That will be Thursday evening. And here's the other cyclone east of Guam, and the southwest monsoon will again be back, bringing some on and off rainfall over the western sections of Luzon, including Mimaropa. And on Friday, the weakening Saudel or Obet over the coastal areas of southeastern China. And we have here another tropical storm far away to the east northeast of the Philippines, southwest monsoon prevailing. So that will be the end of our 5-day forecast. If you want to know the uncertainty forecast, because this is from 6 to 14 days, it's not yet sure. Less than 50% probability or less than 20% if you go forward up to 14 days. I'm going to show to you a sneak preview of what will happen. So on the 29th, we have another LPA here becoming an active one. And here's the tropical storm that we've been mentioning moving north. And then on the 30th, this might become a tropical storm. So we have another system east of our country and along the Philippine area of responsibility. If it enters, it will be known as Pilandok. Okay? And then, yeah, 31 moving northwest towards the southern islands of Japan. Again, southwest monsoon or southwesterly wind flow. Depends on the intensity of the monsoon and the relationship with the modern Chilean oscillation. If it's weak, it's going to be a weak monsoon flow. And on September 1st, we have another baby here. It's a baby because it's a very small system to the east of this soon-to-be Pilandok. On September 1st, take note, these forecasts are still uncertain. I'm just referring to the output of the European model or the ECMWF. So there goes the motion of this tropical storm, the potential tropical storm with very high uncertainty on the September 2. And we have another LPA here to the west of Ilocos provinces. Thursday, it's approaching Okinawa. September 4, another one will form here. Another one is likely to form to the west of Lawag. So it's gonna be a multiple of the small tropical cyclones once again during the first days of September. And then most of them are moving away or up north. But I hope there's no cyclone to form that will form near the country. So that's the forecast until September 6. We might be having another twin cyclones, but the uncertainty remains high, very low probability. We will wait and see. And you can observe there's another system forming here to the east of Cagayan. So definitely this system will again move towards this direction, following the path of either this one or this one. So it depends on who will be having the greater influence on this small system on September 6. And then we have another cyclone here over the Marshall Islands near the international date line. It's gonna be another busy first week to second week of September. So this is due to the Super El Nino, which if the trend continues, we might be seeing a 30-plus named storm within the Philippine area of responsibility. The last time was in 1993, where we had 32 tropical cyclones, although it's not a time of Super El Nino. And then we have another one in 1964, where we have 31 tropical cyclones within the Philippine, 31 named tropical cyclones by PAGASA. So we are seeing a 30 to 40 year cycle of 30-ish tropical cyclone formation within power. So let's see if this 2026 season will see a broken record of the two highest tropical cyclone activity within the Philippine area of responsibility. So the last time was in 1993, that's 32. So we'll wait and see, but let's hope it's all gonna be outside of par, because we are being bombarded for the past few years of these tropical cyclones. Okay, let's move now to the Google DeepMind. It's all the same. You can see the two systems moving north and west-northwest, and there's a circling, I call this a mentally retarded cyclone over the Gulf of Tonkin. Okay, and then there's another one here, but close to the Philippines, there's nothing. Okay, so for the next 2 weeks, based on the Google DeepMind, it's all scattered ensemble of the product. So there's nothing to worry about yet as of this time. While the ACMWF ensemble is also showing two systems here, far away near the international date line, not a threat to our country. The Philippines is open. Okay, see, no cyclones closer to our country. And for the rain forecast for the next 5 days, expect the southwest monsoon to again affect the western sections of Luzon beginning Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and likely until Sunday, or the last day of August. So yeah, August 26th to August 31st, we are going to see another enhancement of the southwest monsoon. It's still uncertain if how heavy the rains will be, so we will let you know next week. And for the wave forecast, again, much of the larger waves and swells, as well as surf, are located over the western seaboards of our country. Until Friday, the waves here over the West Philippine Sea will remain more than 2 to 3 meters because of the southwest monsoon, while over the eastern sections, it will be up to 2 meters and 1 meter over the eastern and central waters of our country. For the MJO, again, this is the latest one we issued last Thursday, and it's closer to the circle. It means that the signals of the wet phase remains, the signal remains weak. So August 20 to 24, weak with marginal support of the MJO, but we'll still have a sustained southwest monsoonal flow across western Philippines that will support some periods of rain. August 25 to 29, the MJO weakens, lower confidence, but the rainfall will be due to more localized system like the monsoon, the LPAs, or the tropical cyclones, but in our country, it's going to be the Habagat, or the southwest monsoon. And August 30 to September 3, this is going to be highly uncertain late period evolution. We still don't know if this will push through. So we will wait and see for the next MJO update next week, and we will keep you updated. So there you go. That's the latest for today, Sunday, August 23rd. You gotta see some, I call it a convention of tropical cyclones of the Western Pacific. But we must thank them that most of them, or all of them, are not going to our country. And we all pray that all the people affected by this system will be safe and sound, and always be prepared. Again, this is Mike, Mr. Typhoon Padua, thanking you again. We'll see you by Monday or Tuesday for another update. And be always #TyphoonWiser, and God bless to all.